All right, welcome to the 40 Finance channel, everybody. Happy holidays to everyone. Today we're going to talk about what it means for you if the S&P 500 index hits 15,000. Now, where did I get such a ridiculous number? That was said recently by FundStrat's Tom Lee. I just did another video about Tom Lee a few days ago, and this was way back in June of 2024, but I happened to catch it while I was doing some other research. So S&P 500 will hit 15,000 by 2030, driven by Gen Z and the AI wave. Now, full disclosure, I am a big fan of Tom Lee, and I think his persistent bullishness is good for the market. And it's good for opinion and commentary, particularly when everybody's looking at things, glass half empty. It's nice to have another person on the other side say, hey, here's where things could go right. And at least over the past couple years, he's been about the only guy standing on the soapbox in the worst times, saying that things are going to get better, which they have. Now, if you own one or more shares of the SPY, which of course tracks the S&P 500 index, you're sitting right around $600 here at the end of 2024. And the prediction is that the index will hit the 15,000 level. So what does that mean? We're going to start off here with a little trick I want to show you, particularly if you're a new investor. Not everybody, realizes this. But I'm just on Google, this is the index level right now. So the index level is 5,969.38 right now. That is different, obviously, than the number you saw in the SPY. And I got one, data source coming from Google, and I got one in here in Seeking Alpha. So there might be, the change might be a little different. But what you can see is these first few numbers are about the same, right? It runs at about a 10%. The price is about 10% of the actual index level. All right, so the next time you're on CNBC, if you didn't know this, and they say, whoa, the S&P got to 7,000, and you're like, well, that's great. What does it mean for my SPY shares? It means your SPY shares more than likely hit $700. And I'll show you this. Let's take another example here from April, just so you can see how this all stacks up. So on April 11th, you probably can't see the number, but it's about 5,200, 5,199.06. April 11th, that's where the index was. Now let's flip over to Seeking Alpha, which has historical prices. And at the close of the day, on April 11th, the close was 518. So the 518, right? Very, very close to 519, which would extrapolate out to 5,199. That's just a little cheat code you can use on the SPY. If you hear people talking about the actual, where the index itself sits, that's how it breaks down into your world. So as we translate that over to this Tom Lee prediction, 15,000, and you see where I'm going here, your $600 today would actually turn into $1,500 if that were to hit by 2030. And this is the SPY. This is give or take one of the safer investments you can make, assuming you believe in American production and the American economy. We're right around the holiday time right now. And wouldn't it be interesting if you purchased a share of the SPY for maybe your children or someone in your family, and then 2030, that $600 turned into $1,500, that would be a heck of a gift. Now, real quick, what's the rationale for all this? Lee's forecast is based on emergence of a new cycle in the stock market. Annual returns are expected to compound at a high rate. This cycle is driven by younger generations, particularly millennials and Gen Z. This will be the third time that stocks entered a cycle where annual returns compound at the high teens. The growth of the companies focused on AI expecting to yield high returns, according to Lee. And additionally, the increasing number of digital laborers investing in the economy is contributing to this cycle. So bottom line, you got younger generation investing more into the stock market. And then obviously, AI wave slash quantum computing or whatever, technology, as much as it steals certain jobs and certain roles, it also makes other things more efficient. I'm not smart enough to figure out where that all projects 6 years from now, but I think it does make sense that efficiency would certainly help corporate profits over time. So just for fun, we'll say we got 6 years, okay, to make just, $900, something like that. I looked back over the last 6 years, which would have put us, it's pre-COVID, and that would have put us here, whatever, bottom of 18, December 7th of 18, we were at 260. Today we're at 594, so that's more than a double up. But obviously, if you go from 600 to 1500, that's way over a double up. In fact, I think that's 150% increase from today, off the top of my head. But no matter what it is, even if that projection or that prediction is off to the downside by a substantial amount, let's just say it's 100%, which is very similar to what we've already done since 2018, it's a great time to be an investor. You don't have to get crazy with worrying about the next greatest thing to come off the radar. You can put money in something like the S&P 500 and let their weighting figure it out over time. The highest companies, the best performing companies get a larger percentage, just like the QQQ. For my money, I'll be sticking with the QQQ just because, similar to Tom Lee, I believe that a lot of this is run by technology. Now, the Qs and the SPY these days aren't that much different. So if it was today and someone said, I don't like the QQQ, I like the SPY instead, I would say, you know what, there's not that much difference in performance over the past 12 months or so, because the companies that are performing at the largest scale are at the top of both of those. Okay, guys, let me know what you think. SPY to $1,500 by 2030. Is this something that can happen? Do you think it will happen? I could definitely see an easy 1,000, an easy 1,200. But if we do get to 1,500, then one thing's for sure, we'll all be very thankful that we remain invested at some level in the stock market. And hey, before you go, if you want to buy a Christmas present for yourself, you're looking at the Seeking Alpha stock platform that I use on this channel all the time. If you check out the description, my affiliate links down there, you get a 7-day free trial and $30 off your first year. Definitely check it out if you want a new view on stocks in 2025. Okay, happy holidays, everybody. Hope you're doing well. We'll see you on the next video.